Look, I'm just gonna say it. Something weird is happening in programming right now, and nobody's really talking about it honestly. There's this language called Rust that was supposed to be this niche thing for hardcore systems programmers. You know, the people who actually like pointers and memory management and all that stuff that makes normal programmers want to scream. But it's not staying niche anymore. Google just announced they're putting Rust into the Linux kernel. Not as an experiment, not as a side project, as an actual, official, first-class programming language alongside C. And if you know anything about Linux, you know that's a massive deal. Microsoft is rewriting Windows in Rust. Amazon is using it everywhere. Apple is using it. Every major tech company is either already doing this or seriously planning to do it. And the thing that's crazy is, the people who've spent their entire careers getting really good at C are absolutely losing it about this. The thing nobody wants to admit. Okay, so here's the uncomfortable part that everyone's dancing around. If you're a C developer, and I mean a really good one, someone who's been doing this for 15, 20, 30 years, your job is getting weird. Not because you're not skilled. You're incredibly skilled. You probably understand how computers actually work at a level that most programmers never will. You understand memory. You understand optimization. You understand how to squeeze performance out of machines. All of that is real. All of that is valuable. But the industry is slowly deciding that they don't actually want to hire people just for those skills anymore. It's like if you were a really good typist in 1990 and computers showed up. Your typing skill didn't disappear. It just became less interesting than it used to be. Except this is happening right now, in real time, and people who built their entire identity around "I'm the person who understands C" are watching that identity become less relevant. And that's genuinely scary. I get why people are upset about it. Why companies are actually doing this. Companies aren't switching to Rust because it's trendy or because they read a blog post about it. They're switching because they're losing billions of dollars to a specific type of bug that C and C++ have a fundamental problem with. These bugs happen when you mess up memory management. You allocate some memory, use it wrong, and now suddenly you've got a security vulnerability that hackers can exploit. This isn't a small problem. This is the biggest category of security vulnerabilities in the world. Heartbleed, memory safety bug. Spectre, related to memory safety. That huge Cloudflare thing that leaked data everywhere. Memory safety issue. We're talking about trillions of dollars of critical infrastructure that's basically running on a language that lets you accidentally create massive security holes. And now there's a language that literally won't let you create those holes. Not because it checks at runtime, because it refuses to compile your code if the compiler thinks your code is unsafe. It's like the difference between a seatbelt that only works sometimes versus a seatbelt that physically won't let you crash. Companies are switching because they're tired of fixing the same category of bug forever. What's happening to job markets? So the job market is doing exactly what you'd expect it to do when an old technology is getting replaced by a new one. Rust developer salaries are going up. C developer salaries are either staying the same or slowly going down. Rust job postings have absolutely exploded. C job postings are declining year after year. It's not dramatic. It's not like C jobs are disappearing overnight. But the trajectory is clear. If you're a new programmer starting your career right now, learning C as your main language is a weird choice. Why would you? You could learn Rust and get paid more. If you're an experienced C programmer, you're in this weird position where your experience is valuable, but it's becoming less valuable every single year. Some people are responding to this by learning Rust. They're realizing that their deep understanding of systems and memory actually makes learning Rust easier, because they already understand the problems Rust is trying to solve. Those people are becoming incredibly valuable because they understand both the old way and the new way. Other people are doubling down. They're saying Rust is overhyped, C is still the best. Why fix what isn't broken? Those people are getting slowly left behind. The identity crisis part. Here's what I actually think is happening psychologically with the C developers who are losing their minds. It's not really about Rust being objectively better at some technical metric. It's about your entire professional identity being built on a skill that's becoming less necessary. You've spent decades getting really good at something. You've got the scars to prove it. You've debugged horrible memory leaks at 3 in the morning. You've stared at core dumps for hours trying to figure out what went wrong. You've optimized code until it was so fast and efficient that it was basically poetry. That all means something. That all demonstrates real skill and dedication. And now there's a language that says, hey, you don't actually have to know all that stuff. The compiler will handle it for you. That's threatening. Not because Rust is bad, but because it questions whether all that hard-won knowledge you spent decades developing is actually necessary anymore. It's like if you were a master mechanic and then cars switched to electric motors. Your knowledge about carburetors and spark plugs and timing chains, it's still valid knowledge about how machines work, but it's not useful anymore. That's the feeling, and I get why people are frustrated about it. The actual reality check. But here's the thing. C isn't going away. There's still tons of C code in the world. Tons. Millions of lines of it. Someone has to maintain it. Someone has to understand it. Someone has to fix bugs in it. C is still the best choice for certain specific things. Embedded systems. Really resource-constrained environments. Specific types of kernel-level work. It's just not the best choice for most new infrastructure anymore. And that's actually fine. It's how technology works. Something new comes along that's better for most use cases, and the old thing gets relegated to the specific cases where it's still the best choice. COBOL didn't disappear. It's still running critical financial systems. But we don't write new financial systems in COBOL. Flash didn't disappear overnight. It's still used in some legacy systems. But we don't build new web applications with Flash. C won't disappear. But we probably won't start many new major projects in pure C. What this actually means. The shift to Rust isn't a temporary trend. It's happening because the problems Rust solves are real problems that matter to big companies. Safety at scale, security that you can rely on, preventing entire categories of bugs before they ever run. That's genuinely valuable, and it's not a trend thing. It's going to stay valuable forever. So in 5 years, there will be way fewer hire a C developer job postings. In 10 years, C will be what COBOL is now. Still around, still critical in certain places, but not where new development happens. Rust will be the default for systems programming, infrastructure, performance critical code, security critical code. That's not a prediction, that's already happening. I'm just naming what I see. The honest conversation. If you're a C developer and you're worried about your career, here's what I'd actually do. Learn Rust, not because you have to prove something, not because C is evil or anything, just because it's the direction the industry is going, and you don't want to be the person still insisting that typewriters are better than computers. And here's the good part. Your C knowledge makes learning Rust genuinely easier. You already understand the problems Rust is designed to solve. You already know why memory safety matters. You've spent years debugging the exact issues Rust is trying to prevent. You're not starting from scratch. You're applying knowledge you already have to a new tool. The developers who are thriving right now are the ones who know both. They understand C deeply. They've learned Rust. They can explain why Rust is designed the way it is. Those people are in incredibly high demand because they're the bridge between the old world and the new world. Why this actually matters. This isn't just about Rust being cooler or whatever. This is about the industry making a conscious decision that safety and security matter more than absolute performance and total freedom. For like 40 years, we've prioritized performance and freedom. Give programmers as much power as possible and let them figure it out. Now we're saying, maybe that wasn't optimal. Maybe it's better to have the language prevent entire categories of mistakes. That's a philosophical shift about how we think about programming. And yes, it means that the people who mastered the old approach need to adapt. But that's not a bad thing. That's how industries evolve. The real story. The real story isn't Rust is taking over and C developers are losing their minds. The real story is that the industry is finally saying, we're tired of memory safety bugs. We're tired of security vulnerabilities that could have been prevented by compile time checks. We're going to use languages that don't let us make those mistakes in the first place. That's actually a healthy thing. It means the industry is maturing. C developers aren't losing anything by this happening. They're just being asked to adapt to a new tool. And if they learn Rust and understand why it's designed the way it is, they become more valuable developers, not less. The thing I keep coming back to. The developers who are scared right now are the ones who think their value comes from knowing C. The developers who are excited right now are the ones who realize their value comes from understanding systems, understanding memory, understanding how to write efficient code. Those skills are timeless. They don't disappear when the language changes. They just get applied in a different way. So if you're a C developer, don't be scared. Be curious. Learn Rust. Understand why it's designed the way it is. Realize that the problems it solves are real problems you've spent years working around. Then decide, do you want to keep working around those problems forever, or do you want to use a tool that prevents them? That's the actual choice here. Subscribe if this made you think about where your own skills are heading in the next 5 years. Because honestly, this conversation about technology shifting, old skills becoming less relevant, and the need to adapt it applies to everyone, not just C developers. The industry changes. Tools evolve. What was cutting edge 5 years ago is basic today. The question is, are you paying attention to where things are heading? Or are you going to wake up in 5 years wondering why your skills aren't as valuable as they used to be? Because right now, Rust adoption is accelerating. It's not going to slow down. And if you're in systems programming or infrastructure, it's coming for your job whether you like it or not. The smart move is to get ahead of it, not react to it when you're already behind.